Welcome in tonight to Wapsie Valley High School here in Fairbank, Iowa, for this playoff matchup in the Class 1A District Semifinal between the Wapsie Valley Warriors and the Nashua-Plainfield Huskies. Tonight, I'm joined here in the broadcast booth by my co-host, Wapsie Valley basketball coach, Austin Jeans. How are we doing tonight?
Hey, we're doing good, Zach. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. So let's get right into it here. As you see, the Warriors are 18-4 overall. In the NICL East, they are 7-1. They are head coached by Marty McCowan, assisted by John Schutte, Mitchell Bavers, Jaden Kaluth, and Andy Harder.
And on the flip side, Nashua-Plainfield Huskies coming in at a total record of 12-10. Their conference is top of Iowa East. They are 8-8, head coached by Matt Mueller, assistant Dayton Hansen.
So let's get into some recent history between these two teams. Wapsie Valley has won his last 7 of 10 with a point differential of plus 18.8 in their last 5. The Warriors have shown signs of both dominance and falling back on their heels. Picked up a dominant win over Chipola, Oran, and Columbus, but faltered a 1-point loss to Jessup. In their opening district game on Tuesday, Wapsie Valley fell behind Key High early in the first, but shook it off by the time the late goings in the first half to take a lead going into halftime and did not stop. The Warriors won that game 83-60. So they will be hoping to channel the most recent Wapsie Valley Nashua-Plainfield matchup back in 2010, where Wapsie Valley came up on top with an 83-31 victory.
And looking at the Nashua-Plainfield side, the last 5 games before the postseason, the Huskies dropped those games. However, first round, the Huskies scored 80 points in a revenge win against Waterloo Christian. Prior to that, the Huskies' last win came 23 days earlier. So the biggest thing for the Huskies is the 60 number. If they score 60 points, they're 9-1. When they don't, they're just 3-9. So if I'm the Huskies, I'm thinking I need to get to 60 points tonight if I want a chance to win this basketball game.
So let's look at the scouting reports tonight for these teams. Andrew Westphahl and Mason Harder have been the two-headed monster for this Wapsie Valley team. With Westphahl turned up the heat in the last few games, scoring multiple 30-point nights, as well as Harder scoring over 20 while crashing the glass better than anyone in Iowa. Tuesday night, the man that kept him afloat in the first half was Casey O'Donnell. While this offense struggled, Casey was the one guy to keep this thing afloat, as well as coming out in the second half, shooting 3 threes in a row to start it, to get this Warrior team firing on all cylinders. If I'm the Warriors, make sure guys like Kane Schmitz, Hunter Kane, and Casey O'Donnell keep this team afloat if that two-headed monster of Mason Harder and Andrew Westphahl start off slow.
If you've watched any Husky basketball this year, you'll know who runs the ship for the Nashua-Plainfield Huskies, and that's Bo Harrington. He leads the team scoring 516 points total this season. And in their first round game against Waterloo Christian, he dropped 39 points. So if I'm the Warriors, I know who I need to guard. So the biggest keys tonight for the Nashua-Plainfield Huskies is who around Bo will step up and help propel this team to victory. The biggest thing I think for the Huskies is they need their 6'1" forward Joel Winters to step up and try to somewhat control the paint, but that's going to be hard when Wapsie Valley has big man 6'7" Mason Harder. So if the Huskies are able to rise up to the challenge and spread the floor, they might be able to hang with Wapsie Valley.
So, with about 7 minutes to tip off, we'll head to our keys of the game. For Wapsie Valley, it's feed the big man in the middle. 6'7" Mason Harder. He'll have a major size advantage over anyone in the paint tonight. So for the Warriors, very important to keep feeding him that ball. Push the tempo we saw Monday night against Key High. Late in that first half, when they went on that big run to take the lead at halftime, they were pushing that tempo, making the Keyhawks make mistakes. So as long as they keep that tempo upbeat, it will play in the Warriors' favor. And as I said earlier, all eyes will be on number 11 tonight, Casey O'Donnell. Make the other players beat you. Make the supporting cast around Bo Harrington carry that ship for him and not just let Bo run the show tonight.
The keys to the game for the Owine Huskies are they need to move the ball in the half-court offense. They have to space out the Warriors, creating lanes to attack and finding open threes. Nashua shoots the three-pointer at a 32% clip. So them getting open threes is going to be huge. And one of the things that the Warriors struggled with right away against Key last time were the turnovers. If the Huskies can force Wapsie into early turnovers, that'll be. And then lastly is how can you keep big man Mason Harder off the glass? They have to limit Wapsie to one shot per possession if they want to have a chance tonight.
It's basically kind of taking a page out of the Key Hawks book. They saw early on Monday in the first half, Key High was pushing that pressure, making the Warriors make mistakes. Westphahl and Harder started off slow. If the Warriors want to get out to a lead and keep that lead tonight, those two guys in the middle, Andrew Westphahl and Mason Harder, cannot be slow tonight. So, you heard it here. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, it will be time for ready to come back?
Yeah.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth. We're about 4 minutes away from tip-off as the Wapsie Valley Warriors are looking at a possible win situation tonight. If they do win, they'll be taking on either Central City or Lisbon. That game getting canceled tonight because of inclement weather. Was supposed to be tipping off about the same time this game was supposed to tip off at 7 o'clock. But that game has been postponed. So for the Warriors, I think the big thing for them is, like we said in the keys, they got to push the tempo. They got to keep things flowing. And I think it kind of works in both ways here for these two teams. They got to find ways to get their offense going early, find their key players the ball, and make sure they can keep scoring points.
Absolutely. If I can't trust that with the Huskies that they're going to be able to get money points in the paint tonight just because of how powerful Wapsie is at getting those rebounds. So if I'm the Huskies, I'm trying to find ways to get open threes. So that's that dribble penetration from the outside in, and then that kick, and then that ball movement. Keeping spaced and letting that ball move around the perimeter quickly. Because one thing I do know is Wapsie will do something special with Bo Harrington. They're not just going to let him get hot. They're going to try to take him away this game. So again, like you said, it's how is the supporting cast for the Huskies going to step up tonight?
Yeah, and I think for both these teams, they are very even on paper. Both teams shooting around the same three-point as well as free throw percentages. But the big key and big difference is defensively. The Warriors
so well. They were limiting guys that usually popped off 20 or 30 points a game to sometimes single digits. I remember back to the Montezuma game when Trey Shearer, very good basketball player. Haven't seen a guy like him. You don't get to see a guy like him very often. And Wapsie Valley did a great job of shutting him down. So what is Wapsie Valley going to do to slow down Bo Harrington? I think we're gonna see early what Wapsie Valley has in mind. And just to draw attention a little bit to what you said, Wapsie Valley has 866 total team rebounds, just compared to 558 for the Huskies. So that is a big difference that we're going to be looking out for tonight.
Yeah, and anyone, we lost connection there, so if you're coming back to us, we are less than a minute from lineups and then tip-off, but we'll get you our starting lineups right here, right now. For the Warriors, it will be Andrew Westphahl running the point, Kane Schmitz at the shooting guard, Casey O'Donnell running small forward, Hunter Kane at power forward, and Mason Harder at center. For the Nashua-Plainfield Huskies, they'll be running a 4-guard forward lineup tonight, so maybe trying to play some small ball against this big Wapsie Valley team. Tucker Franzen, Devin Johnson, Bo Harrington, Joel Winters, and Matthew Melvin is their lineup. So we're just about here for tip-off. We'll head down to PA announcer Blake Boer for lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wapsie High School for tonight's IHSAA Class 1A District 6 semifinal round game between the Nashua-Plainfield Huskies and the Wapsie Valley Warriors. The winner of tonight's game will advance to the district final, taking on Central City or Lisbon. Fans, and top priority of the IHSAA is sportsmanship. A good sport by encouraging your team with positive comments and act and respecting decisions of the coaches and officials. Our officials for tonight's game are Mr. Todd Thompson, Mr. Kurt Walderbach, and Mr. Colin Griezmann. And now to meet our starting lineups. First, hailing from the top of Iowa East Conference, the Nashua-Plainfield Huskies. Starting for the Huskies, at guard, a junior, number 3, Tucker Brandon. At guard, a senior, number 5, Devin Johnson. At guard, a senior, number 11, Bo Harrington. At forward, a senior, number 14, Joel Winters. And at guard, a freshman, number 24, Matthew Melvin. The Huskies are head coached by Matt Mueller, assisted by Dayton Hansen. And now, hailing from the North Iowa Senior League East Conference, the Wapsie Valley Warriors. Starting for the Warriors at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 1, Andrew Westphahl. At guard, a 5'9" senior, number 5, Kane Schmitz.
as we welcome you back. We are less than a minute from tip-off here as we get ready for Warrior basketball. Looks like Mason Harder will be out to tip for the Warriors. I'm expecting Joel Winters to come out for the Huskies, as he will.
Good guess, Zach. Good guess.
I mean, he's the only forward out there. I mean, it's kind of expected. But
we've got a packed house here tonight.
Oh yeah, big time. It's the district semis.
Snow's not stopping anyone, Zach.
Nope, not tonight. So here we go. Tip-off time. Warriors win the tip. Andrew Westphahl to bring it up the floor for the Warriors. Gives it to O'Donnell. Down to Mason. Under misses the layup. Looks like Johnson will bring it up for the Huskies. To Melvin. Franzen back to Winters, and he'll nail the two.
Looks like Wapsie's gone into a box with base guarding Bo Harrington.
Westphahl pulled up for three, missed. Out to Kane. No good. Rebound, O'Donnell. Westphahl for three. No good. Rebound, Westphahl to Harder. To Kane. No good. Rebound, Kane again. Out to Westphahl. 3-second lane violation on the Warriors. And
you see the difference in rebounding right away. Wapsie Valley had at least 4 chances at that in their second possession of the game.
Yeah, just couldn't cash in, but Winters back out to Franzen. Over to Harrington. Harrington to drive on Kane. Right to Harder. Harder to bring it up. To O'Donnell. For three. Got it!
It looks like the Warriors are more in a man-to-man, but have put Westphahl on number 11 to slow him down and force an early turnover.
Franzen up top. Gives it to Winters. Guarded by Kane. Out to Harrington for three. No good. Rebound Winters. To Franzen. To Harrington. Back to Franzen. To Harrington for three. Got it.
Miscommunication happening for the Warriors, leaving number 11, Bo Harrington, wide open. Not sure that that's what the Warriors wanted to do there.
Westphahl to O'Donnell. Back to Westphahl. To Harder underneath. Got the layup. We're tied at 5. Harrington to bring it up for the Huskies. To Malvin. Trying to look for someone to Winters in the corner for three. Got it! Westphahl to bring it up. Huskies lead by 3.
Huskies employing the 2-3 zone.
O'Donnell on the drive. No good. Harrington to bring it up for the Huskies. Gets past Westphahl. Nice layup.
Bo Harrington rising up way over top of the Wapsie Valley defenders. That guy can jump.
Westphahl up top. Finds O'Donnell for three. No good. In and out. Rebound Kane. Fouled. It'll stay on the floor. So no bucket for Kane, but there'll be a foul on Winters. Benson Hyde will check in for Kane Schmitz. He'll be a very important part of this Warrior defense. Out to Kane to Westphahl for three. No good. Winters. Looks like he's got a foul.
And yet again, Wapsie Valley extending their possessions, getting key offensive rebounds.
So Trent Roderick check in for the Huskies. Winter's already with 2 fouls. We're not even 4 minutes into this quarter. O'Donnell drives. And a foul.
And if you're the Huskies, this is worst case scenario. Your big man getting 2 early fouls in the first quarter, barely 3 minutes into the game, and now your size, the advantage you had with size is you've lost all of that.
Yeah, and Roderick already has a foul as well, so O'Donnell makes the first. See if he can get the pair. In and out. Rebound, Malvin. Out to Franzen. To Roderick. To Harrington. Covered by Hyde. Out to Roderick. Looks like Roderick does not want to shoot. Harrington traveled. Sorry, that was Franzen that traveled.
Hyde with incredible defense on Bo Harrington that possession, not giving him any space.
Westphahl to bring it up for the Warriors. Westphahl to Hyde for 3. No good. Rebound, Harrington. To Franzen. To Malvin. Malvin. Got it. Nice pump fake there and a reshot to get the 2 to go. Huskies lead by 6. Westphahl to Hyde. Hyde to Westphahl. To Kane to Hyde for 3. Got it.
Big shot by Benton Hyde. The Huskies are packing it in with their lack of size inside. They are packing it in on Mason. So Benton with the huge 3.
And 1 for Harrington. You see, they're trying to screen off Hyde so he cannot cover Harrington.
Harrington's so good at turning that corner. Gets by with that help from that screen and is able to finish strong and up and over top of the Wapsie Valley defense.
So Harrington will shoot 1. Sauerbrei checked in for Kane. And Harrington's got it. So Huskies lead by 6 over the Warriors with just under 3 minutes. Gets it to Hyde. To Sauerbrei. To Mason. Out of bounds on Harrington. It will stay with the Warriors.
Wapsie Valley in the 4 low look. Mason screens across for Casey up top. Back to the corner. Westphahl shot fake. Blocked from behind.
Westphahl keeps it. Gives it to Sauerbrei. Casey on the drive. Gets the layup.
Strong finish by Casey. Getting 2 feet into the paint and finishing up and over top.
Malvin to bring it up to Harrington. Out to Johnson, to Roderick, to Franzen. Huskies getting everyone involved. Roderick trying to find someone. Harrington shoots, no good. Rebound Roderick, and 1! That's 2 fouls. So both Westphahl and Harder have a foul early. Roderick to the line shooting 1. No good, rebound Harder. Donald for 3, got it! Puts the Warriors within 3. Hyde again with that hard defense.
Wapsie Valley has chosen to pick up Bo Harrington in the full court. Gets a step on
Roderick
turns it over.
Right through Roderick's hands, and we'll see if that screen on Benton Hyde will come into play later. You see early they were trying to get Benton Hyde off of Harrington to get him an open look, but Westphahl to bring it up for the Warriors. To Hyde, down to Harder. Out to O'Donnell, to Hyde for three. No good. Rebound Sauerbrei. Jump ball. Possession Huskies.
Have to give a quick shout out to Kate Reese for letting us know that my mic was not loud enough.
Franzen pulls up deep three, gets his own rebound. Roderick misses the layup. Down to Hyde. And a reach on Westphahl. Both teams at 3 fouls. See who Kane checks in for. Kane will check in for Westphahl.
Westphahl leads the game with 2 fouls. Both teams have big name players in foul trouble early.
Franzen to drive on Schmitz. Trying to look for someone. Casey almost with the intercept. Out to Franzen. No good. Harder to bring it up. Not a lot of times you see a center bring it up, but this offense happens quite a bit.
Warriors will hold for one shot. Casey off the screen from Mason to the corner. Benton Hyde. Back up to the top.
Sauerbrei, to Hyde, to Casey for three. Got it! Warriors tied up going into the second. So some big threes early for Casey O'Donnell at end of one. Casey O'Donnell has 11, Harder with 2, and Benton Hyde with 3. And for the Huskies, Harrington has 8, Winters has 5, and Melvin has 2, as well as Roderick has 2. So, we'll take a break, and when we come back, second quarter basketball.
I'll just keep going with it, okay?
Yep, I got you. All right, we are back. Start of the second quarter. Looks like Harder, O'Donnell, Schmitz, Sauerbrei, and Hyde out for the Warriors. As Schmitz to inbound. O'Donnell will bring it up for the Warriors. Schmitz looking for someone. Finds Hyde. Hyde to Schmitz. Back to O'Donnell. To Schmitz to Hyde. Hyde on the drive. Out to O'Donnell for three. No good. Rebound Hyde. To Sauerbrei. To Schmitz. To Sauerbrei. Back to Schmitz in the corner. For three. He got it. Malvin to bring it up for the Huskies. Finds Polsky. Underneath to Winters. To Harrington. To Malvin. No good. Franzen tried to save it. Threw it right to O'Donnell. Harder to bring it up for the Warriors. Harder to O'Donnell. To Schmitz. Back to O'Donnell. To Hyde. Intercepted by Fulski. Franzen on the fast break. Gets the 2.
And that's exactly what the Huskies need to continue to do to Wapsie Valley. They have to ramp up the pressure and get those fast break points.
O'Donnell to Hyde for three. No good. Rebound, Malvin. Malvin to Franzen. Back to Malvin. To Winters. Over to Franzen in the corner for three. No good. Out of bounds on Folsky. New Warrior ball.
And it does look like Wapsie Valley has now switched to the box with them face guarding Bo Harrington.
So Hunter Kane will check in for Benton Hyde. It's harder to bring it up, gives it to Casey. Casey for two. No good. Rebound, Harder. Fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Right now it's all about second chance points for Wapsie Valley. Mason Harder stepping to the line. He is a 57% free throw shooter. Shot it really well the first round game against Key.
Makes the first. So Johnson will come in for Franzen. Rebound Kane on the free throw to O'Donnell. Gets the two. Warriors lead by 4. Harrington over to Malvin. Missed the three to Schmitz. To Harder to bring it up for the Warriors. Passes to O'Donnell.
If Wapsie Valley can keep getting the Huskies to shoot those quick threes, they're playing right into Wapsie's game plan.
See a double team down on Mason, but Mason powers through. Gets the two. Puts the Warriors up by 6. Over to Folsky in the corner. Folsky to Winters. Timeout. Huskies. So that is their first. So we'll take a break. When we come back, should be back to basketball.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
I'm coming back. Welcome back. Looks like Malvin to inbound for the Huskies.
Wapsie Valley sitting back in their box.
Gets it out to Johnson. Johnson over to Winters. Underneath to Malvin. Misses the layup. Harder to bring it up. And Harder will travel. So it'll be Husky ball. Looks like they are going to face guard Harrington again. To Johnson. Sauerbright on Harrington. Johnson up top, finds Folsky for three. No good. Rebound Malvin. So foul on the Warriors, number 5, Kane Schmitz. So Franzen will come in for Folsky.
Bo Harrington to inbound.
To Malvin, up to Johnson. Johnson to Winters. Winters over to Franzen. Back to Johnson. Back to Franzen. Huskies with some good ball movement. To Franzen. To Malvin. Back to Franzen. 10 on the shot clock. To Winters. No good. Rebound, Johnson. Over to Franzen, over to Malvin. To Johnson, out to Franzen. Got it. Some great ball movement there by the Huskies. puts them within 3. O'Donnell to bring it up the floor for the Warriors. Out to Hunter Kane. Throws it out of bounds. Kelly will come in. Justice Kelly will come in for Kane Schmitz.
Mason wasn't quite in position to receive that pass.
Franzen to bring it up. Johnson to Melvin. Winters over to Franzen. Backcourt pass over to Melvin. To Johnson. Over to Franzen for 3. Got it!
Back-to-back threes for Franzen has tied the game back up.
And that 3 is constantly getting open for the Huskies with some great ball movement, finding the open man. Sauerbrei back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell into Harder. Double teamed. Gets his own rebound and is fouled.
3 guys around Harder there after Wapsie Valley worked the ball inside, and he still gets up and over top, getting his rebound and forcing a foul.
So Malvin with the foul, Harder to the line for 2. Makes the first. Puts the Warriors back up by 1. Harder gets the pair. Winters to inbound, up to Franzen. Guarded by Kelly. Over to Winters. Franzen back to Johnson. To Franzen to Winters underneath. Throws it out of bounds. Warrior ball. You can see the Huskies, they're trying to avoid having to get in the paint unless they have to, but Benton Hyde will check back in for Sauerbrei as O'Donnell to bring it up the floor. O'Donnell to Hyde. Hyde to O'Donnell. O'Donnell to Harder. Rims out. Over to Franzen. Franzen guarded by Kelly to Johnson. Johnson to Franzen to Malvin. Back to Franzen for 3. No good. Rebounded by Kane. Harder to bring it up. To O'Donnell. To Hyde. Back to O'Donnell. To Hyde. To Kelly. Back to Hyde to O'Donnell for 3. No good. Rebound Kelly. Right to Malvin. Up to Harrington. No good on the layup, but is fouled. That's going to be the big thing for the Huskies. They want Harrington in the fast break. He's really efficient when it comes to fast break scores. And he's able to either go to the line or make the bucket or get both.
Not very often you get to see someone this athletic every night. He has the ability, he has great body control, and he has been able to get to the basket against the Warriors here. Misses the second free throw, though.
O'Donnell to bring it up for the Warriors. Over to Hyde, back to O'Donnell. To Kelly. To Harder. To O'Donnell, to Hyde for 3. No good. Out of bounds on Harrington. So it'll stay with the Warriors. O'Donnell to inbound. Just under a minute here in the second quarter. Kelly fires away, no good. Rebound Harrington. Harrington for 3. Got it! Shot clock is off. Harder to bring it up. To O'Donnell. O'Donnell looking at the clock. Back to Harder. Back to O'Donnell. Warriors trying to run it out. To O'Donnell. 10 on the game clock. See if O'Donnell can get a shot to Harder. Gets it to go! At the end of the first half, we are tied. 29-29. As we will head to the break. When we come back, and we will have our first half stats for you right after this.
Sportsmanship means doing what's right, treating your opponent with respect, no matter the score.
The guy across from you has worked really hard to get to where he's at, so you should respect him, respect all the work he's put in.
It always goes back to the golden rule, you know, treat people how you would like to be treated.
I'm sure if you play sports, you've been around people who are unkind during the sport, but it makes it better and when everybody's kind. You're out there playing a sport, you're out there to have fun. You can still want to win, but always be kind. Remember, that's a human.
Nothing you can say from the stands is going to change the call that they make on the field. No matter how hard you yell at them, they're going to stick with the call on the field. So it doesn't really help much. But what does help is encouraging your team when they're down, when the call doesn't go their way. Instead of yelling at the officials, try to help encourage your team and get them out of the funk that they're in, and try and get them in the right direction.
He's so efficient.
Well, what?
Welcome back here at the end of the first half. It is halftime. Our score is tied 29-29. We'll read you off the point totals for the Warriors. Ben Hyde has 3. Kane Schmitz has 3. O'Donnell has 13. Sorry, let me look at my sheet here. Hunter Kane has 2, and Harder has 7 for the Huskies. Franzen has 9. Harrington has 12, as well as Winters has 5. Malvin has 2, and Roderick has 2. So, Jeans, at the end of the first half, what do you think you've seen so far?
I mean, just a couple things on each side. I think for the Warriors, second chance rebounds have kept you in this game. They are doing a great job getting on the glass and using that height advantage. We highlighted before the game started that Wapsie Valley has almost 300 more rebounds than the Huskies coming into this game, and that is a huge factor coming into this game. Another highlight for the Warriors is Casey O'Donnell with 14 points. Now, if you look, Casey's season average for points is around, he averages about 7 points a game. So he has already double his points coming into the second half. And another thing to highlight is Andrew Westphahl has, I believe, yet to score for the Warriors, but he picked up 2 fouls early on, and we did not see him in the second half. So that is a big deal for the Warriors not having Andrew Westphahl on that court. On the flip side of things, the Huskies, when their offense is rolling, they're getting that ball moving. I think middle of the second quarter, Tucker Franzen hit 2 big threes in a row to close that gap a little bit. And then Bo Harrington, I mean, the kid's an athlete. He's great in transition. He gets up and over top of those long Warrior hands. And then if you give him any space on the three-point line right now, he is making you pay.
Yeah, for sure. I think Harrington has definitely been the star of the show for this Nashua-Plainfield team. But for the Warriors, that big Westphahl thing that you just said, that's going to be the big issue for the Warriors. You see it, they're tied right now without Westphahl scoring a single point, but he has 2 fouls. And Marty McCowan, the head coach for the Warriors, had 2 fouls early for Westphahl, and he did not come back in for the rest of the first half. So let's see if the Warriors can go on that big second half run like they had Monday night. We'll see what they can do. But for the Huskies, I think in the locker room, as they come out and take warm-ups here before the second half, you got to preach, hey, we're in this. It's tied 29-29. Think of it as 0-0. It's a whole new half. You know, just go out and make your shots. But for the Warriors, I don't want to put it as a sense of urgency, but we've got to stay out of foul trouble. Westphahl has 2, Hyde has 1, Harder has 1, and Westphahl has yet to score a point or even just make a shot. And O'Donnell right now is pretty much carrying this team into halftime with 14 and no fouls. So if O'Donnell can stay hot, Hyde can play some good defense, and Harder, Westphahl can get going, I think the Warriors will be able to kind of pull away. But the Huskies, you got to play some defense. You played good defense in the first half against this Wapsie team, so just keep it up, keep playing like it.
Yeah, if you're the Huskies right now, going into halftime, everything's kind of going according to plan right now, so not many adjustments have to be made. They need to keep moving the ball on offense. They have gotten some open shots when they have spread the Warriors out and made them cover a lot of ground to guard. Now, if I'm Wapsie, I'm getting Westphahl back this quarter, and he's gonna be hungry. He's gonna look for some early shots to try to get going. And if he does get going, the Huskies need to watch out, because once he gets going, he's hard to stop.
All right, so that is our halftime report. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it will be second half basketball.
We've got a phenomenal staff, and they're very committed to not just our 360 some schools, but the 70,000 male athletes that we provide programs for. That's what we try to keep in focus as much as possible, and that keeps us going. That's the fuel that kind of makes that train run.
Been with the Athletic Association 22 years, currently one of the assistant directors under Mr. Keating, and serve in the capacity working with our student outreach services, and also am the bowling administrator, former golf administrator, and then work with our corporate sponsors and advertisers with regard to association publications, website.
So currently I'm the administrator for football, swimming, and track and field. As part of that, it's helping schools and officials with rules interpretations, organizing the state events at our different venues, communicating with officials, hiring officials, and assigning officials for the postseason competition.
I'm the director of officials, and then I'm also the sport administrator for wrestling and golf.
I help manage all the officials in the state of Iowa, make sure they're fully registered and have all their stuff completed prior to the season's beginning and the postseason.
Right now I oversee I administer sports of basketball and soccer.
So assistant director here at State Association. I'm a sports administrator for cross country, tennis, and baseball. I do our student advisory group, and I'm one of the 3 directors that helps with eligibility.
I am an administrative assistant here at the Iowa High School Athletic Association. I help out with the enrollment and beds and participation survey and the co-op sharing agreements for schools.
My position's evolved because our communication method has switched completely online from a print or driven organization that had its own print shop to now ADs online, supers online, fans online, parents online, students online. Everybody wants to see everything, so our website became our priority. Social media exploded because it had to. We've had to digitize our operations, and so as communications director, that means coming up with a lot of new things and new ways to do things.
Internal employee type things, benefits, payrolls, things like that. I do the internal financial statements.
I assist in the accounting department, so I assist Jess as the director of finance. So I deal with all our accounts receivables and our accounts payables, and I am also assisting her with the online ticketing program, Hometown Ticketing.
I specialize kind of in the student leadership realm and help Chad with some of his workshops and registration behind the scenes. I line up meals at tournaments, hotel rooms, that kind of thing for our board. I'm just kind of the one that learns a little bit of everything and helps wherever I can.
I do all the design work, and then of course print the programs and anything else that needs printed.
I think my primary roles are vision. Where do we want to go? What do we want to be to our schools and our young people? Also be the public face of the Athletic Association, be the connection between this office and the general public.
I think people often have a misconception of how many people are in this building. I mean, even people in Boone don't understand, no, there's only 14 of us.
You know, when you're a staff of our size, we've got to work together. You can't be in a silo, just kind of hunker down on your part of this. We've got to bounce things off of each other. We have to collaborate. We've got to share ideas, and we've got to jump in and help where we're needed. We've got a leadership meeting every week, and we make sure we go through everything and anything that we should be discussing and trying to figure out how are we going to do this. We have a lot of fun doing what we're doing. Why wouldn't we? We're around sports all day.
For me, it's important because I feel like I'm helping a child. You know, I have a child with high anxiety, and this makes a difference to a child.
All right, we are back. It is tied 29-29. Franzen out to Johnson. Back to Melvin, back to Johnson. You see Westphahl back in the game for the Warriors. Over to Winters, and man, that hit the scoreboard. Hunter Kane blocked that pass, and man, did he block it.
Wapsie Valley coming out in the box on defense.
Melvin in the corner. Got it. So, Huskies lead by 3. Westphahl to bring it up to O'Donnell. No good. Rebound Harrington. Fouled by Casey O'Donnell.
Harrington to inbound, Kane close on him.
Melvin to bring it up to O'Donnell. Over to Franzen in the corner. Westphahl tipped it. Gets the layup.
Westphal's first points of the game. Hopefully that could get him started. Tipped by Westphahl off of Malvin's base into the stands.
So Westphahl to inbound to O'Donnell, back to Westphahl. They'll bring it up the floor. Westphahl over to Schmitz. Schmitz to Westphahl in the corner. Kane over to Casey O'Donnell, back to Schmitz. Schmitz to Westphahl. Westphahl misses. Big pass to Franzen. Out of bounds it will go. Warrior basketball.
Huskies staying in their 2-3 zone coming out in the quarter. They haven't changed from that defense.
Westphahl over to O'Donnell. Over to Westphahl. Almost threw it over his head. Down into Kane. Kane double teamed. Fouled. On number 14. That's Winters' third. Underneath to Harder. Gets the layup. Warriors take back the lead. Melvin to bring it up. Over to Franzen. Covered by O'Donnell. To Johnson. Looking. Melvin in the corner. Brings it back up top. Schmitz on Harrington. Over to Franzen. To Johnson in the corner. Blocked by Hunter Kane. To Westphahl for 3. No good. Rebound Kane. Schmitz. Fouled.
And Wapsie Valley continues to get second chances.
So foul on Devin Johnson. Schmitz will go to the line to shoot 2. Makes the first.
Schmitz, a 41% free throw shooter.
Schmitz gets the second.
Gets them both to go.
Franzen to bring it up. Over to Malvin. Malvin for three. No good. Rebound Schmitz. Over to Harder. Harder to Westphahl. So Warriors double screen. Out to Casey. Over to Schmitz. Back over to Westphahl. Westphahl able to hang on to it. Westphahl underneath finds Casey. 5 on the shot clock. Missed. Rebound Harrington. Up to Johnson. Westphahl on Johnson. To Malvin. Over to Franzen. So foul on Harder. It will stay on the floor. So that's Harder's second. To Winters. Up to Franzen. Over to Malvin. To Johnson. Over to Franzen. To Harrington. To Johnson. To Winters. Got it. Pulls the Huskies within 1. Just under 4 to go. To O'Donnell. To Westphahl. No good. So timeout, Huskies. So that will be their second timeout of the game. So far, we just got just over 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third quarter. What are you seeing so far coming out of the half?
Well, right now, patience is paying off for the Huskies. They have to continue that. They have to eat into the shot clock, and having that patience is getting them open shots, because you wearing down that Wapsie Valley defense is huge for the Huskies right now.
So, coming out of the timeout by the Huskies, the Warriors lead by 1, 35-34. See who goes to inbound. Looks like Malvin will inbound.
Wapsie coming out with pressure in the full court. They try to trap.
Malvin. Down to Johnson. Blocked by Harder. To Harrington for 3. No good. Rebound Harder. Harder looking up the floor. Drives. Gets the layup to go.
Great gather step by Mason Harder. We saw him do that against Key multiple times.
Coast to coast goes Harder. Back out to Harrington. Inside to Winters. Back out to Franzen. Franzen over to Harrington, covered by Hyde. To Franzen. To Malvin. Again covered by Hyde. To Winters. To Malvin. Inside to Winters again. Back out to Harrington for 3. Way deep. Rebound by Mason. Westphahl.
What a pass by Mason Harder. Baseball pass to up the head to Andrew Westphahl, and Westphahl with the finish.
Great eyesight there by Harder. Great awareness to realize Westphahl was breaking down the court. Franzen covered by Hyde. Over in the corner to Harrington. Covered by O'Donnell. Up inside to Winters. Gets the 2 to go.
And something important to know is Winters is on the court with 3 fouls, but at this point, Nashua has to keep him on the floor for their offense to work the way they want it.
Hyde to bring it up. Outside to O'Donnell for 3. No good. Rebound, Kane. Gets it to go.
It's all Wapsie Valley right now on the offensive glass, and it's continued that way for 3 quarters now.
Harrington to bring it up. Covered by Hyde. Hyde playing some really good defense. Nice interception there by Hyde. It's harder to bring it up. Gather steps. And a foul on Johnson.
Husky side did not like that foul call, but nonetheless, it is a block. Andrew Westphahl to take it out.
So Folsky will come in for Franzen. We got a timeout, Warriors. So 30-second timeout for the Warriors. So just under a minute 30 left to play here in the third. Relatively low scoring from Monday night's contest, where the Wapsie Valley Warriors won 83-60. This one very evenly matched. Warriors up by 5.
And we're seeing great defensive effort by both teams. I just like to highlight Wapsie Valley's employed different guys to guard Bo Harrington, and they have all done a tremendous job so far, especially in the second half, holding him to only 1 point, I believe, so far. Andrew in the corner for 3. No.
Gets it to Hyde. Hyde to Westphahl again. Looking for Casey. Casey. Fouled. Looks to be by Harrington. And it will be. So Casey will go to the line to shoot 2. Casey makes the first.
Casey is a 64% free throw shooter, and it looks like frustration is setting in just a little bit for the Huskies right now.
So Kane to check out, Sauerbrei to check in, and O'Donnell makes the second. As Winners to bring it up.
Just a quick note, Casey O'Donnell now has 16 points.
Nice defense by Harder and Hyde underneath. As Johnson in a bad spot just throws it off of Hyde's shin there to keep the possession with the Huskies. To Harrington outside. Double teamed. To Winners to Folsky. Folsky for 2. Gets it to go. Harder to bring it up for the Warriors. Westphahl to Hyde, back to Westphahl. Finds Hyde. Hyde to O'Donnell. Under to Westphahl, gets it to go.
20 seconds left. We'll see if the Huskies try to hold for the last shot.
Folsky inside to Winners. Winners trying to find someone. Underneath to Harrington. No good. Rebound Winners to Harrington. Shot clock will wind down. No good on the shot. So, at the end of 3, Warriors lead 45-38. As we read off the point totals for the Warriors. Westphahl has 6, Hyde has 3, Schmitz has 5, O'Donnell has 16, Hunter Kane has 4, and Harder has 11. For the Huskies, Franzen has 8, Harrington has 12, Folsky has 2, Winters has 9, Malvin has 5, and Roderick has 2. So, at the end of 3, Warriors lead it by 7. What do you think in the fourth quarter both teams need to do? 1 for the Warriors to keep this lead, and for the Huskies to come back.
Well, one thing the Huskies have been doing is they've packed it in a little bit in that 2-3 zone, and they've slowed Mason Mason Harder down tremendously well. One thing that the Warriors are doing well is they're getting that dribble drive into the lane and either kicking it out or finishing strong and drawing that foul. Near the end of the third quarter, Wapsie Valley got a handful of foul calls off of that aggressive dribble penetration.
So, fourth quarter, Westphahl to bring it up. Back to Hyde. Hyde over O'Donnell to Westphahl. Westphahl trying to find someone. To O'Donnell. To Westphahl. Westphahl doubled. Finds O'Donnell. 10 seconds on the clock. Out to Westphahl. Gets it off, then gets the two. Nice shot there by Westphahl.
And what a great job by Westphahl navigating within that 2-3 defense, keeping that ball low and finding his opportunity.
Into Winters. Gets the layup. Westphahl to bring it up. Westphahl to Hyde to O'Donnell for three. Got it! Warriors lead by 10.
Another big shot by Casey O'Donnell. He's been doing that all postseason.
Hyde covering Harrington. And a foul on Hyde. So Hyde has two.
The foul trouble that we saw in the first half is pretty much non-existent now, except for maybe Joel Winters with three.
Polsky for three, no good. Up to Westphahl, long pass by Harder. Westphahl loses the dribble. Polsky playing some good defense. Over to O'Donnell, blocked by Harrington.
Just took 1 second too long on pulling the trigger there on that three-pointer.
Malvin for three. No good. Another long pass. Nice finish there by O'Donnell. Polsky to bring it up for the Huskies.
I'm not sure if Casey didn't see Westphahl underneath there standing wide open, but he finishes nonetheless.
So, Hunter Kane will check in for Kane Schmitz. Looks like. So we got a timeout, Huskies. All right, I'm coming back. All right, so we are here in the fourth quarter. With just under 6 minutes left here in the fourth. Just a little side note here. Casey O'Donnell with 21 points. That is his career high for his career. So,
and no better time to have your career high than in the second round of playoffs, huh, Zach?
Yeah, and if the Warriors keep this up, they'll keep chugging along in this postseason, but they're up by 12. Westphahl to bring it up for the Warriors. Westphahl out to O'Donnell. Into Kane. Kane drives, gets the layup. Nice finish there by Kane.
Great attack by Hunter Kane and the strong finish.
Malvin back to Harrington for three. No good. Harrington's been relatively quiet in this second half. I don't want to jinx anything, but hasn't made too much of an impact. O'Donnell for three. No good. Rebound Harder. Harder working inside. Foul. on number 3, Tucker Franzen. That'll be his first, I believe. O'Donnell inbound to Kane. Out to Westphahl. To O'Donnell. To Westphahl for 3. Got it! Westphahl starting to get hot. We'll see if that keeps going. Harrington to bring it up for the Huskies. To Winters inside. Back out to Melvin. Back inside to Winters. Over to Franzen for 3. Foul, I believe. So foul on number 13 for the Warriors, Hunter Kane. I believe that is his first, as well as Benton Hyde will check out. Kane Schmitz comes in. Harrington to inbound. Out to Franzen. To Johnson, back to Melvin. Inside to Winters. Winters working inside, out to Johnson. Franzen gets the 3 to go nonetheless.
Big shot here for Tucker Franzen.
Westphahl to bring it up. Harrington pushing up on him. Over to Schmitz. Back inside to Kane. To O'Donnell. And Harrington with the quick transition defense, or transition offense, leads to 2. Warriors still up by 12. To Kane. To Schmitz. Inside to Harder. Rebound Kane. Kane trying to finish. Foul. Kane will shoot 2. And it will be on number 3, Tucker Franzen. That's his second. So Warriors are 1 foul away from the bonus.
Hunter Kane at the line shoots around 60% from the free throw line.
Misses the first. See if he can get the second. Misses both. Got a foul.
Someone stepped in early.
So lane violation on the Huskies. Kane will reshoot.
And if you're the Huskies, right now is go time. You have to continue with that momentum that you just created.
Kane misses 3 in a row. As Melvin to bring it up to Harrington for 3. Got it from long range. Brings them within 9.
Huskies continuing to carry that momentum. Casey bringing it up, and timeout from Marty McCowan, trying to slow them down a little bit.
So, timeout on the floor for the Warriors, as that will be their second of the game. And we will take a break, but when we come back, 3:13.
Now they're right back in it.
Yeah. So we are back. Hyde to inbound. Finds Kane. Harrington on Westphahl. Out to O'Donnell. Back to Kane, and a foul. That'll be put the Warriors in the bonus. Kane will go to the line, shoot 1 and 1. See if Hunter Kane can make the free throws here. Misses again. Harder goes up but is fouled by Harrington. So Harder will go to the line, shoot 1 and 1.
Looks like the clock is still running. Looks like the clock ran for a good 10 to 12 seconds.
See the Husky fans not appreciative of it, but gets a few woes from the crowd. Harder will go to the line. Makes the first. Warriors back up by 10. Schmitz to come in for Hunter Kane. That'll be timeout Huskies. So it'll be their their fourth of the game, I believe. But we'll take a quick break, come back. So, we are back. 3 minutes, 1 second left here in the fourth. Harder to go to the line. He will shoot 1. Misses it. Schmitz gets the rebound.
Another offensive rebound for the Warriors. Westphahl has it up top. Comes off the screen from Mason. And a block.
Foul. So Winters has his third foul. Westphahl will go to the line, shoot 1 and 1. Oh, my bad. That is Winters' fourth foul. So Westphahl makes the first. And he makes the second.
If Wapsie Valley can hit their free throws here down the stretch, they have the ability to put this game out of the way.
Malvin over to Johnson. And it will stay with the Huskies. Westphahl poked it out of Johnson's hand, but will stay with the Huskies. Harrington to inbound. Johnson to Franzen. Franzen way over to Johnson. Back over to Franzen. Blocked by Harder.
Foul happens just as the shot clock is running down, but nonetheless, the foul happened about 1 second before the shot clock goes off.
So that was a foul on Mason Harder, no block. That's his third. As Franzen goes to the line. He makes the first.
Franzen leads the Nashua-Plainfield Huskies in free throw percentage at 80%. So this is who you want at the line if you're the Huskies.
And misses the second. Way to jinx it, Jeans. Way to jinx it. Harder up the floor to O'Donnell. Gets it to Westphahl. Just about 2 minutes to play now. Over to Schmitz. Harder with the layup. Puts the Warriors up by 13.
Harrington to bring up the basketball. Coming off the screen from Winters to Malvin. Malvin drives in, gets into the lane, kicks it out. Johnson for three.
No good. Rebound Harder. And a foul. So Winters is gone from the game. That's his fifth. His final score tally for the night is 11. So Roderick will check in for the Huskies as Harder goes to the line. Gets the first. See if he can nail the pair.
And Wapsie Valley continues to hit big free throws down the stretch.
Makes the second. Warriors up by 15 now. Franzen to bring it up. Gives it to Harrington. Hyde on Harrington. Hyde with some good defense. Harrington wants to go up to shoot. Stolen by Harder, but gets it back. Malvin. Underneath. And a foul on Hyde. So that's Hyde's third. Minute 12 left to go. Important thing, Westphahl has not fouled since the first quarter. To Johnson. No good. Foul. So Johnson's third. Harder will shoot two. Makes the first.
Huskies trying to create as many possessions as possible, but right now the Warriors just aren't missing their free throws, and they're only creating the gap in the score larger.
And makes the second. Warriors up by 17 with a minute to go. Just under a minute to go now. Hyde. Harrington, no good. Rebound Harder. Sorry, out of bounds. Hyde made the bucket, but ref ruled it out of bounds. So we'll go the Warriors' way.
Once you step out of bounds, Zach, you can't be the first one to touch it. So Harrington saves it, but then he also comes back and grabs the ball. And if you're the first person to touch it, they're going to call that out of bounds.
Westphahl to bring it up. Schmitz over to Hyde. Warriors trying to eat down this clock. Shot missed by Westphahl, but put back by Harder. Shot clock is now off. Warriors up by almost 20. 19. 15 seconds to go. Harrington for three. Got it. So, Warriors will dribble it out. They'll move on to the district final as the Warriors win 68-52, our final. As the Warriors win. So, our final score here tonight, Warriors win 68-52. Warriors will move on to face either Lisbon or Central City next week. So, Warriors move on to the district final. Our final score stats for the night for the Huskies. Franzen had 12. Harrington had 20. Folsky had 2. Winters had 11. Malvin had 5, and Roderick had 2. For the Warriors, Westphahl had 13. Hyde had 3. Schmitz had 5. Casey O'Donnell with his career high 21. Hunter Kane had 6, and Mason Harder had 20. So, our final score, 68-52. Warriors win. Jeans, what are your final thoughts?
Just to go back a little bit, I think in the first half, what helped Nashua out is they had those X factors that we talked about at the beginning of the game, such as Tucker Franzen and Joel Winters. They stepped up in a big way and hit some big shots. I think the big thing that changed in the second half was, one, for the Warriors getting Westphahl back. He had 13 all of his points came in the second half. He had 13 second half points. And then in the fourth quarter, Wapsie Valley was making a lot of their free throws. And when Nashua made that run to come back, Wapsie Valley started hitting their free throws, and that drove them past the Huskies tonight.
Yeah, and I think the big thing for the Huskies is for Harrington, had a great night tonight. Definitely showed why he runs the show for the Huskies, but he was relatively quiet in that third quarter, but turned up the heat in the fourth, but just wasn't enough for the Huskies to come back against this well-rounded, very deep Warrior team. But
that too is just a credit to the game plan by the Warriors, putting different people at different points of the game on Harrington to try and slow him down. And there was some excellent defense on him throughout the game by Kane Schmitz, Benton Hyde, Trayton Sauerbrei, Andrew Westphahl. They employed different people at different times to slow him down, and it worked. 20 points is still good, but he didn't quite get to his season high, and he did not. Harrington at no point really took over the game.
So, you heard it. Our final score is 68-52. We'd like to thank everyone for watching tonight. I'd like to thank Jeans for being my co-host up here tonight. This will most likely be our final game this year for Wapsie Valley basketball as they go on the road to a neutral site when they play either Lisbon or Central City. But we thank you all for watching. Have a great night.